Welcome, everyone. We are live with another episode of Level Up Law, where every Tuesday at noon we are leveling up your legal knowledge about an area of law that we practice in here at South Carolina Legal Services, where I am Senior Staff Attorney at Consumer Law Unit Head, Susan Ingalls. I'm here with our producer, Kenneth Elliott, who's in the background, making sure that we have all of our bells and whistles running properly. So thank you, Kenneth. And today we are going to be talking about fitness products and weight loss scams. This is National Consumer Protection Month, as we call it. Starts out with National Consumer Protection Week, followed by Consumer Rights National Day. And so this month, Level Up Law has been focusing on some of the various scams that you run into, and we call it a scam hall of shame. So first we had the timeshares, then we had the funerals and scammers involved with that, and some of the things to watch out for in that area of law. And then today we're talking about weight loss and fitness scams. Should have probably done this in January, which is when we all are looking to start fresh and get fit. And that's when the scammers come out. Scammers are looking at seasons of the year and things that people are looking at then, and then also just issues that come up like the pandemic, a hurricane, things like that, so they can scam people in those areas or that are having those problems. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about with the fitness and weight loss today. But before we get started, I do want to remind you that this is not legal advice. We're not your attorney. It's just useful, hopefully, information for the public in general. And hopefully it will be helpful to you or someone you know. So let's get started. Hopefully you scanned our QR code there to sign up. And I always want to remind you to suggest a topic for Level Up Law. We still are always looking for topics that the general public and our clients are looking for, because there's a lot out there. And we want to make sure that everyone gets the good information that we here at South Carolina Legal Services can provide to you. So today, our Once Upon a Scam starts with spotting and avoiding scams involving weight loss and fitness. Our Connect card is here. Please do sign up for all of our social media. I think we're about to hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, so we sure would appreciate it if you would go there and subscribe if you haven't already. Also here we have the information on applying for our services. Our services are free to eligible applicants. So check it out and see if you can apply online or on the telephone. And we'll show you this information again at the end of the presentation. All right, so weight loss and fitness scams. Let's get started. The main thing is with any kind of scam is really two things: spotting the scam and then knowing how to avoid the scam. And that's the kind of education that we do want to provide to you. So when it comes to weight loss and fitness, which we're all thinking about at this time of year, you know, we kind of let things go a little in the winter, and now we're thinking about going to the beach or the lake or just outside in the backyard, and we want to look good, or plus we just want to be sure that we're following a healthy lifestyle. So here are the false promises that the FTC or the Federal Trade Commission says are the main ones that they see. Lose weight without dieting or exercising. Now, wouldn't that be nice? But you won't. And then the promise of not having to watch what you eat to lose weight. Of course, you do need to watch what you eat. And then if you use a certain product, you will lose weight permanently. It will never come back. Of course, that is false as well. Here's another one that the FTC sees a lot of. To lose weight, all you have to do is take this little pill and voila, you're going to lose weight. That's also not true. One that we see a lot of, 30 pounds in 30 days. No, that's not going to happen either. Unless you're starving yourself, which you don't want to do. Or they say this product works for everyone, all walks of life. You know, everybody's different. So you have to make sure that you're doing what's right for you. And then your typical weight loss patch or weight loss cream. You know, you can't lose weight by rubbing cream in the area where you want to lose. So these are just some false promises that the FTC warns about when it comes to weight loss and fitness scams. There you go. Lightning fast weight loss, always a scam. And the FTC does want you to report that to them. If you see it, it might pop up on Instagram or Twitter and be promising all this wonderful stuff. You don't have to have clicked on it to let the FTC know about it. Okay? They may look into it and find that it's not a scam. But it's always good to report it, especially if it looks suspicious to you. So here's the truth about weight loss scams. According to our friends at FTC, any promise of miraculous weight loss is just going to be not true. There is not a magic way to lose weight unless you include with it that sensible diet and regular exercise. I think everybody knows that. No product will let you eat all of the food you want and still lose weight. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Now, there may be some kind of weight loss plans that you can do certain things with, and those are going to require some permanent lifestyle changes. So don't trust something that promises those once and for all results. Now, FDA approved fat absorption or appetite suppressants. You know, there are some drugs that do that, but it's not going to result in weight loss just by itself. It still needs to be taken in conjunction with your doctor and with a diet and exercise that is right for you. Okay. Again, products promising lightning fast weight loss, always a scam. And as the FTC says, they can ruin your health. And you know, the reason I focus on the FTC and what they say about these types of things is because they enforce a lot of these laws that protect you from scams. And so they are constantly filing enforcement lawsuits against scam companies. And so they see it all the time. You know, they have statistics about these things. So they know what they're talking about. They're not just guessing. So no one size fits all product that's going to be guaranteed to work for everyone, because as I said, everybody is different. Everybody's unique when it comes to their health and their habits. And then finally, nothing you can wear or apply to your skin is going to cause you to lose weight, period. Now, there may be some items that in conjunction with other things can be helpful, but you can't just slap something on and then you lose weight. Also, I think it's important to keep in mind that when you see these stories that scammers are putting out, just remember to be very skeptical, okay? There's a lot of ingredients that the scammers will talk about that are supposedly effective. You know, the latest thing, we've just discovered this in a plant in, you know, Scotland or something, a new plant that will cause you to lose weight. You know, that's, I wish, don't we all, that's going to be a scam. And so keep in mind that just because they're a scammer doesn't mean they can't put an ad in the newspaper or can't put a blog out on a website. So just be really careful and be really skeptical. Um, so the three things that the FTC says you should know, and they're right. Scammers are often using stolen logos or some kind of version of a logo that you might recognize. And that makes you kind of feel like, oh, well, this is okay, because it's ZNN and not CNN. So they might even put photos out there of recognizable figures, whether it's a celebrity or a journalist or whatever. So you got to be careful about that. They will write glowing online reviews of themselves and their fake product, their scam product. So, really, as we'll say in a minute, one of the great things to prevent and avoid scams is just sort of doing your research about these things. And of course, the pictures side by side of the dramatic weight loss. I wish that it was that easy. And sometimes you can have dramatic weight loss if you do it the right way. You can maybe have some weight loss doing it the wrong way, but that's not always going to be good for your health. So be really careful. Just a few other items regarding fitness and weight loss, and that is, excuse me, equipment type things. And there's a lot of those out there now. You know, even you know, something that's going to work your muscles, a muscle stimulator of sorts. If you get one of those, that might be helpful. But is it going to do what you think it's going to do, or that a scammer tells you it's going to do? Okay, use our product and it'll help you lose weight or help your muscles get stronger. Usually, if even if they do strengthen the muscles a little bit, they have not been shown to cause you to lose weight or even get some dramatic muscle tone like the six-pack abs that we always talk about or wish we had. If you decide to join a gym, as with everything, you want to make sure you know what you're agreeing to, right? And here in South Carolina, the Department of Consumer Affairs has some regulation enforcement over the gyms, and we've talked about that before here on Level Up Law. So the main thing with this and anything else that you're like signing up for some period of time, you want to read the terms and conditions, read the contract. And particularly these days, I think we read contracts less and less because they're in an electronic format, like they're on an iPad that gets turned around to you, and it's all this contract gobbledygook, and so you just believe what the person at the gym or wherever tells you, and you assume that that's what this document you're signing says. It doesn't always say that. And when you sign, under the law, you're signing saying you've read this. So there's not a whole lot that we can do for you as lawyers necessarily when you're relying on verbal representations, but what you're agreeing to is in writing. The other thing, home exercise equipment, right? That can be really good as far as exercise. But of course, you want to use it regularly. You don't want it to become something that you stack boxes on, like a treadmill you're stacking boxes on or hanging laundry on or something like that. So definitely don't do that. But also look into the equipment that you're buying. You can check reviews, see what people are saying about it. But also be, again, just skeptical of reviews because sometimes companies will put fake reviews out there. Scammers certainly do. And then some of the deals that you see advertised, like 3 easy payments Well, you might get 3 easy payments, but there may be some other things that are added to that that you don't realize until the last minute, and then you're all in, ready to buy it. So you end up spending more money than you thought you would. Okay. So let's talk about avoiding these weight loss and fitness scams. I think we all know what the products and everything look like, but we do need to talk about how to avoid them. Okay. The first one I want to talk about is has to do with prescription drug scams, because there are a lot of prescription drugs that have to do with weight or have to do with sugar, like diabetes and things like that. And so you want to be really careful about these prescription drug scams when you are filling your prescription, right? And this is what we get from the FTC. Don't buy medicine from foreign countries. It can be really dangerous. This is why we have the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, is to check these things out for us and try to protect us from something that's going to be harmful. Don't buy prescription-only medication from a seller that doesn't ask you for the prescription. And really, even some of the scammers will ask you for the prescription and act like they're using it or needing it, but they're really not giving you that particular true prescription. They're giving you something else and just stealing your money. And this happens a lot, as we'll talk about, with things that maybe they're running out of, like Ozempic. You might think, oh, I can't, the pharmacy's always out of it. I'm trying to find a place to buy it. Be careful about that. But a place to buy it where, where they've got some. So be careful that you're not really getting something else that's not the drug that you've been prescribed. Obviously, unreasonably low prices is going to be a scam. And then again, don't use the digital apps when you're paying for a prescription. It's much better to usually pay with a credit card, a check, even cash. These things like wiring, gift cards, prepaid debit cards, all of those. It's easy to get involved in a scam with those. They can be hard to track down because the scammers just disappear into the night. Just it's a good idea to just buy from a reputable pharmacy. There's nothing wrong with an online pharmacy, but you need to do your due diligence and make sure that where you're getting your drugs is reliable and doing it legally, because you're giving them a lot of personal information and you don't want to give that to an unscrupulous group. Okay, free trial offers. Okay, so think about these things before you sign up for a free trial offer, where you still have to give them a credit card number, but you get that first part free. So that's can be fraught with problems. So first, you do want to, as always, know what the terms and conditions are that you're agreeing to. Length of the trial period. You make sure that the written document that you're signing electronically says the same thing that the offer was, because that can trip you up sometimes. How long to cancel if you don't want to do it anymore. And then if you can't find that information, then don't do the deal, right? And also, sometimes these return and cancellation policies are just impossible. I've certainly had that happen to me, where I couldn't seem to get the subscription canceled, and I finally had to actually cancel my debit card and get a new one. It's the only way I was able to cancel the subscription. So it happens to all of us, so just be careful. Research the company. It's so easy to see a free trial offering and say, oh, that's great, I'm going to try that. But do a little bit of research. Do yourself a favor and do some research. Look, again, for information how you can cancel the subscription, cancel the future shipments. That's kind of what happened to me. They kept on shipping it to me even though I was trying to cancel it. And with online companies now, even ones that are legitimate, they don't always have really a brick and mortar office or headquarters that you could actually go to and find a human being. So you really want to be careful when you're doing things online. And then this is a great tip, I think, watching out for those pre-checked boxes. Those can really trip you up, where a box is already pre-checked to say, I want to get future offers and discounts and stuff like that. And if you want to check that box, you certainly can, but it sometimes is giving you don't even realize it because you haven't read everything in detail. It may be giving them the right to continue to charge you after the free trial. Okay, a couple of things after you sign up for a free trial. Mark the calendar so you know when it's over so that you can cancel, okay, and terminate the free trial off, unless you want to keep getting it. But then you're going to be paying for it, and it could be hard to cancel later on. There may be, once you're paying for it, there may be a length of time with which you've promised you'll continue it. So be careful about those kind of things. And also just watch those credit card and debit statements, bank statements. And so here's what the FTC says. Before you sign up for the free trial, you ask, what am I getting? How long is it for? How can I cancel it? And what's going to happen if I don't cancel it? Okay. Can't answer all those, don't sign up. Okay, now some of those things are auto renewals. So they're going to automatically renew, say, annually. And so they do have to send you a notice before they can auto renew a subscription. So watch out for that. And you may want to be careful about how you get that. If they're sending renewal notices by email or text message or something like that, you may not see it. You may want to get an actual notice in the mail, right? And, reminding you it's going to expire and that they're going to automatically charge you if you don't go ahead and cancel it. And in your original agreement, there's going to be language about how to cancel. Sometimes you can call the company and have them give you that information or send you that information if you don't have it. But it's important to know how to do it and make it be effective. If you are going to let it auto renew, just be sure the cost is, what you're thinking, because sometimes those first offers are lower and the automatic renewal is going to automatically kick it up to a higher cost. And you may not remember that or may not have read that. And then all of a sudden it's a higher cost coming off of your bank statement or your credit card or however you're paying. So, but if it is going to be a higher price, and the notice, obviously should tell you that, then, see if you can get it back down to, you try to negotiate, get it back down to the other amount or something that you can afford. Now, here's the warning about the scammers. They will send fake renewal notices. And this is how they can get your financial information, your personal information. They may have, squirreled something out of your mailbox or hacked your computer, your phone, or something like that, and they know what subscriptions you have. And so they send you a fake renewal notice and want you to update your credit card information or something like that. Do not call or click or any of that if you get those type of messages. And you shouldn't have to give a new updated credit card information unless your credit card has changed, and then you want to call the company directly with actual real phone number. But you gotta be careful about those sometimes too. So, did you get an auto renewal message about a subscription that you don't recognize? The FTC says those are, they're going to be fake most often. So don't click on it. I recently talked about scams with a senior group, and I was really pleased to see that so many of them knew not to click on things when it comes to a cell phone or a computer. Here's some tips. Sometimes you can cancel for a better rate. Just make sure to mark your calendar when that first free trial offer or promotional rate ends, and just make sure you know how much you're going to be charged. And then if you do get a renewal notice that's asking for the credit card information, really look very carefully, especially if it's an email. Look at that email address that it's coming from. Those are always a way to spot scammers, because it's a weird email address that it comes from. Maybe an older subscription or something like that. So scammers lie, that's their job. So just be careful with the information that they're providing. And then I love this tip from the FTC, and I've heard it many times before. A good way to research a company is to go online. I did this one time, and it's really helpful to me. Go online, put the company's name in your search engine, Google or whatever, and also put the word scam or complaint, and that may bring up other complaints that people have made, or want, scam information about that company. So I think that's a really good tip. You don't just put in the company name, put in the company name and the word scam or the word complaint or both. So here is just the general ways to avoid scams that we always tell people, and it bears reiterating. Be vigilant, maintain a healthy level of skepticism, beware of urgency, and that's always one that you want to be really careful about. Because you don't want to do things in a hurry, especially when it comes to purchasing something. Just usually that's going to be a scam. It's only good through today. So if you can't do it today, then you'll just have to, for example, get your prescription at the regular price or something of that nature. You do want to be careful of that. Always guard your money and your data. You don't want to be giving out information to a strange person that has called or emailed or texted, even though they might say there's a particular company and you feel like you know who it is. Just be careful. Do the due diligence, verify everything online, and also it's always good to consult somebody that you trust, especially if you're doing something that's a big ticket item, like we talked about exercise equipment, treadmills. They can cost a lot of money, so be careful about buying something like that. And then it's always good to pay with a credit card, because there is a limit to fraudulent transactions, and that can be really helpful when it comes to unauthorized charges. And just say one word about going back to the prescription scams and things. There's been a lot of information about Ozempic out there, which is a diabetes drug. It has to do with your sugar levels and things. And so that's one of those things, just like scammers will go into an area where there's been a disaster, earthquake, hurricane, something like that, because people are vulnerable and susceptible. So right now, all the information out there about how you can lose weight using this diabetes drug, there may be some truth to it, there may not be, but what the scammers are doing is they know people want that. They know that there is that the supplies are low because so many people are doing it. And so there are a lot of scam advertisements that are advertising that they sell that product. But the product that they will send you, if they send it to you at all, is not the prescription for the actual prescription drug, is it? And so that's just one example of how a legitimate drug can be the cause of scams and people losing money. So just be really careful about that. When they are selling that at a low, low price, or they don't ask you for the prescription and things like that, then you should know that it's a scam and always be skeptical. All right, well, that is it for today with our Hall of Shame on consumer scams. Be sure that you tune in next week when we'll be talking about business opportunity schemes. Okay. Before you go, scan that QR code, and you can apply online for our services, which are free to eligible low-income South Carolina citizens. I'll leave that there for just a minute. Yeah, let me just look in the chat to see if there are any questions. And by the way, you can drop a note in the chat right now to suggest a topic for Level Up Law. Or if you're watching this on the replay on our YouTube channel, which it will be posted to within about 24 hours usually. If you're on the replay, give us a comment about a topic that you'd like to see us cover. We're always trying to make sure that we're getting the information that folks out there really need, and in particular when it's about an area of law that we're experienced in and that we practice in on a regular basis. So one last time with our Connect card so you can get all that good information. And a reminder, an important reminder, when you go to our YouTube channel, you can find this particular episode and all the other episodes, over 150 of them that we have done on Level Up Law. There is a special Level Up Law playlist, so look for that. And when you go to this or any of the other many episodes that we have, if you find it helpful, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and share it out there because you may know people who might also need that same information. Okay, and one final note is, as I said before, we're about to hit 3,000 subscribers, which is a big deal for us. Most people are wanting that 100,000 when they can get the little silver token from YouTube that says they have hit the 100,000 subscribers mark, which would be great for us. But right now we're trying to hit 3,000. So if you haven't subscribed to us, go ahead and click that subscribe button and always ring the little notification bell so that you'll get a notification every time we post a new episode of Level Up Law. And to find out about future episodes, if you don't get on our mailing list using the QR code, you can always go to our calendar on our website at www.sclegal.org. And click on events, it'll go to the calendar. And all of the upcoming episodes are there on the calendar with registration information. All right. Well, that concludes our presentation for today. I hope it was helpful to you. And be sure and tune in again next week on March 26th when we'll be having our final consumer episode for March about business opportunity schemes. Another one that's in our Hall of Shame. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. That concludes today's webinar. Take care.